I'm Sarah Manton. I'm the officer in charge, chief visual artist at Curious Nottingham Limited in Centre Market Avenues. I'm a paper cutter, so I cut with a scalpel, and I do textile art, and I teach all kinds of different kinds of art. But I'm also an urban greener in the city.
What got you involved with gardening and inspired you to create your business and get involved with sustainability?
When we first moved to Centre Market, so we set up Curious 10 years ago, it was all grey and empty buildings, and we were one of the first to move in. So we decided that in order for people to be able to see where we were, we put planters outside. And it kind of expanded from there. So we've got lots and lots of flowers outside in baskets that are set into chairs. We've upcycled different things just to save money more than anything, but also to create interest. So you've seen outside we've got put planters that have vegetables in. There's a wheelbarrow full of strawberries, and it's just gradually gone from that first little idea into a much, much bigger thing. And then I started doing some volunteer gardening in the city. So one of the parks, a little tiny park called Barkergate Rest Garden, which I'm sure some of the college students might know. It's just around in the Lace Market. And I've looked after that since 2017 with a group of friends from Nottingham City WI. We started with just planting, and then myself and Robin Hood, actual Robin Hood from Nottingham, got together because we were about the same age, and we decided we were going to replant Sherwood Forest in the city. That was 2019. And since then, we've got together and we've planted 10,000 trees with Green Hustle across the city and in parks, in community spaces, all over the place. And it's yeah, incredibly proud of the Sherwood People's Forest.
What would you say your proudest moment of being involved with sustainability would be?
There've been so many because what's happened is with the Sherwood People's Forest, we've tried to, we knew it wouldn't be just me and Robin Hood planting trees. That's not going to happen, as in, volume wise. If we're going to reconnect the city with its Sherwood Forest past, make sure that there's loads and loads of greenery and habitat and things going on in the city, but then the spiral of trees that we've planted goes out back to the major oak in Sherwood Forest. So I think making sure that people know what we're trying to do, inspiring other people to get involved as well, has been, it's worked. We kind of knew it would work because there are enough people in this city that are very, very passionate about green things. But I think when we put finally after COVID and the restrictions that we had and the fact that we had to do a lot of planting with nobody else in a space, it's just you and a site manager from the school putting an oak in that should have been a really big celebration, but because of COVID, we couldn't all be together. Coming to the castle at the beginning of last year and putting in the tree in the castle grounds that became the Oak of the Hood, that's what we call it. And that's the centre of the spiral of these trees that go out to Sherwood Forest. I think that's probably one of the proudest moments as far as sustainability is concerned.
What advice would you give to the younger generation in getting involved with sustainability, and why should they do it, and why should they know about what's going on in the environment?
I think the most important thing is to find your people. I kind of it's a tricky one because obviously we're different generations, but that from a gardening point of view. So you'll find that you go to somewhere where there's a gardening group that's a friend of the park kind of situation. They tend to all be older people, people who've experienced life, have perhaps got a bit more time on their hands, perhaps they're retired, etc. But they've got a lot of experience. And if you find that, you think, oh, I don't quite fit, take a couple of friends with you, and you'll find that everybody is literally 19 inside. It may be that you have a different life experience, but you can learn from each other. There are all kinds of things that you can find out about, things you didn't know about your local park, but you get stuck in planting some bulbs, for example, in the winter time, in the autumn time. If you get stuck in the same thing with trees. So trees, when they go to sleep, that's when you move them and you plant them. So it's winter time. But in the spring, there's loads of work to do. There's planting meadow seeds, to make beautiful green spaces. There's planting edible plants. But the biggest thing is, I think, the more people power we have, particularly in this city, the more people there are just taking an interest and getting involved, the more likely that it is that we'll have a healthy future going forward. We can't just keep consuming. And it's something I've said before, but I'm involved with SWAG, which is the Scent and Waste Action Group as well. So it's litter picking. If it's something that's troubling you, I mean, I can't walk across the city without getting really twitchy about the things on the ground and worrying about it. So start thinking, right, there isn't any away. You can't throw anything away. It's all going to be somewhere. It's either going to be burnt or put in landfill, or I'm sure you've seen on social media, sent away to other countries to be, so when you're going to buy something, some new clothes or whatever, think about it. Is it really that you need something new? Have you got something that you could rejig, talk to the fashion students, have it reassembled into something else, learn how to customize your own clothes? It's one of the biggest pleasures I've had in my life. But beyond all that, from my point of view, I think it's grow. So learn to grow things, even if it's just having a few pea shoots on your windowsill. And I mean, anybody, I'm sure, can remember being at primary school and having kitchen towel or cotton wool and putting cress.
Yes,
Yes,
very
and
good
growing cress.
activity.
Yeah, exactly. Those little tiny shoots, is the start of a real passion for gardening.